Okay, greetings, patriots, Star Seas light workers, and of course our brave military protecting our Constitution for the U.S. Republic and the new state of Canada. Welcome to 1776 United, and we are in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now, I got some important intel, kind of to cool the nerves a little bit. It came from Sarge, and he has very high connections, being that he's been a Marine for close to 20 years, I guess. But he always has a very important stuff to tell. Anyways, apparently, what you're seeing going on with Israel and Iran, and the fiasco that's going this way and going that way, and it's a whole bunch of disinformation, and it's getting everybody all pumped up and everything. That's fine. That's not this escapade and fiasco is not for us. It's not for the patriots, and not for the. It's just basically for the sleepers and the people that we're trying to wake up to this madness. But truthfully, the bombarding, which some of it was CGI, but some of it was actual incoming bunker busters, I guess they're called. And what they were doing was the Global Alliance was taking out deep underground biolabs in both countries, because both countries are basically infested with deep state puppets, as you can clearly see. So that's what they're doing. So you're seeing one thing on one hand. You're seeing a quarter. They're. It looks like they're fighting with each other, but in fact, the Global Alliance is actually bombing the shit out of both of them. Nobody's got any nuclear bombs. There hasn't been a nuclear bomb on this planet activated since 1970. And you can say what you want, do what you want. I mean, I don't care what you say. This is the facts. You go back and do your studying, you'll see that there hasn't been anything go off. Now, anything that you might have heard has probably been a bunch of crap from the deep state to instill fear into you, or fear into humanity. So what they're doing, they're blowing up these biolabs and these child trafficking centers underneath. They had gone in, apparently they had gone in with special forces to get them cleared out, and then they went in there, and once the word was out that it was cleared, then the Global Alliance and Space Force brought over their, I don't know what bombers they were, but they were whatever's holding the bunker busters. They did a couple of them on each area. Now, the Ben Guri airport was taken out. There was some other facilities taken out, but you have to understand the deep state is very conning, right? They're very cunning, and what they do is they will build a deep underground bunker underneath a facility. Could be a hospital, could be oil refineries, whatever whatever they're going to do, whatever they think is the best spot for it, right? But this is indeed what has happened. The bombs that are going off, that what you see that looks very real and probably is real, is the deep state getting their ass kicked. So what did Trump say? He's leaving Israel for last. And the reason why he said that, there's a number of reasons, but the reason why he said that was because we didn't want, but they were taking care of other matters at this juncture. Now, there had been Israel doing some bombing and clearing out, areas of Gaza and killing many people? Yes or no? I mean, we don't know, we see a lot of footage out there of genocide, but, let's just take a step back on this stuff. The alliance has been in control of this thing since, 2018, 2020. They had this all covered up, right? 2018, I think it was. So they're not going to let genocide run away with itself, right? They're not going to have Israel go in there and do their number. What they did, though, was they exposed them for what they really are. Because Israel wanted, their agenda was first to take out the, come in there, and of course the reptilians, which are the Rothschilds and whatever, set up the state of Israel in the middle of friendly Muslim areas that would, they maybe bicker amongst themselves, but they never thought in a million years that they would have a Jewish state there. Now, it's one thing to have a Jewish state with settlers in there doing their thing, but it's another thing to have fake Jews in there. And what I mean by fake Jews, Jesuits that pretend that they're Jews, but they're not. They're no more than a Khazarian mafia that has taken the identity of many different races or nationalities. Okay, let's say that way. They have taken the identity of many different nationalities to get where they wanted to go. They manipulate, they blackmail, they anything cunning that is against human rights and against the law. That's what they're into. Okay, let's keep that clear. Now, what they're trying to do is, Putin was on one side digging them out in the Donbass area in Ukraine, and the Kursk area, and of course, they fled to Kiev, and then he was kicking the shit out of their dumbs down there. Don't forget, Putin had gone in there and saved 1.7 million children just out of Ukraine, and women. And of course, there was a lot of collateral damage to do it. It's a messy job doing a cleanup of these deep state scumbags. But to get back to Israel, they wanted to form a state in 1948, which they did. Then they took Palestinian, which are the true Palestinian people of their land. They took pieces of Palestine, and the Jews started taking a little bit more and more every year. Their main goal was to first take the Gaza and Palestine, the whole state of Palestine, then go into Lebanon, then go into Syria, then go into Libya. You see what I'm saying? Then go into Jordan, then go into, other areas but they got pushed into this thing right away. Their methodical plan fell apart because they saw a lot of pressure coming to the state of Israel, which is not really their state. It was appointed to them by the deep state puppeteers and puppet masters in the Rothschilds and the 13 families and whoever else, the Committee of 300 and whatever. They were the ones that were appointed them with the blessing of the deep state Americans at that time. And their plan was to basically take over the whole Middle East. And of course, the countries over there, the people of these countries knew of this, and they say, and they had to put up with it for close to 70 years. But the deep state were rushed because the pressure was coming on them based on their practice of pedophilia. And the world was waking up to it. And even the good Jews that were there were on to them, because even the good Jews were saying to them, "You're a fake Jew. You're no more than a fake Jew. You try to dress up like us. You try to act like us, but you're not. You're very, very evil." And they were coming out, so they had to hurry things up, and so they picked on Iran for a fight, and but that fight turned into basically, this was all planned, okay? Back whenever it was planned, back in the 60s, okay? This has been going on for years and years. And they had this planned. And they put these supposedly two countries together to fight, to make it look like it was a fight, but in all actuality, they were dethroning. Like both Netanyahu is gone, and so is Kohani. Okay, they're both deep state puppets, and they both are in the midst of being removed right now. So both these countries are going to be free of their deep state puppets, along with Canada, along with France, England, Germany. They're going to just start taking them down one by one. Now, this doesn't interfere with anything that we're doing, okay? But what you're seeing is the takedown of the deep state, okay? The Iranian people are elated inside Iran, in Tehran right now. They're jumping for joy that they finally got this dictator off their back. And now the Shah is going to go back in, and they're welcoming him with open arms. And, of course, he is the one that signed the peace treaty through Jassara. So this is all turning in the right direction, folks. Everybody stay cool. It's just a matter of time before we do the big announcement. I expect it to be on July the 4th, and good things are going to be coming that day. We're very close to it now. There might be a lot of things happening on the 22nd of June, which is, 2 days from now? So that'll be on Monday. So we might see some exciting things there. But I know that things are unfolding, and they're being exposed more and more every day, okay? So everybody hang in there, and we're looking really good here for reparations and revaluations that are happening. We have many, many different layers going on at the same time. We got a war over here, we got money flying over here. I mean, it's really crazy right now, and what a time to be alive, eh? Okay, so all that being said, God bless to all of you patriots. You're beautiful. And we couldn't have done it without you. And God bless to the United States Republic, the new state of Canada, and, of course, our President and Commander-in-Chief, President Trump. Okay? Bye for now.